This is the recteq DualFire 1200 wood pellet smoker grill. And after 3 months of real use, I've got clear thoughts on what it does well and where it can trip you up. I bought it to replace a smoker and a gas grill, and I've been cooking on it several times a week. Quick weekday dinners, long overnight cooks, and big weekend spreads. From my experience, the big headline is simple. 2 chambers, 1 fuel, and steady digital control make outdoor cooking a lot easier and a lot more consistent. Key features that made the biggest impact on me are the dual chamber layout, the temperature range from 180 degrees Fahrenheit to 700 degrees Fahrenheit, the stainless steel build, and the Wi-Fi control with a PID controller. If you're new to pellets, a PID controller is basically a smart thermostat. It meters pellets into the fire pot and adjusts a fan to keep the temperature where you set it, so your cook doesn't swing up and down. That's what people mean by set it and forget it, and here it actually backs that up. Let me break down how the 2 chambers changed how I cook. On one side, I run low and slow for ribs, pork butt, or a brisket, usually around 225 degrees with plenty of smoke time. On the other side, I run hotter for searing and fast grilling. I used to smoke the main dish, pull it to rest, then run inside to handle sides on a skillet or light a different grill. Now I bring the meat up to temp on the indirect side, while the direct side heats up to 600 to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. When the meat hits my target, I move it over to sear. Reverse seared ribeyes and tri-tip have been my repeat win. Gentle smoke bath to 120 degree internal, then a short sear for crust. Burgers, chicken thighs, veggies, same story. No juggling multiple cookers, no timing gymnastics. In my opinion, that convenience is the reason to buy this unit. Build quality is the other piece that stands out. It's heavy, the lids are hefty, the grates are thick, and the whole frame feels planted and solid. The stainless steel holds heat well and doesn't feel flimsy. Even small touches, like slide-out racks that let me grab food in the back without burning my knuckles, end up mattering more than I expected. The casters roll smoothly on my patio, which is good because this thing is not light. The ignition lights fast every time, and I've never had a failure to start, even on cold mornings. Setup was mostly smooth, though I did run into one small annoyance. My box didn't include a printed manual, so I pulled the guide from recteq's website. Not a huge deal, but it felt like an extra step on day one. Assembly took me a bit over an hour, and the parts fit cleanly. The burn-in, that first high heat run to clear residue, was simple. Fill the hopper, prime the fire pot with a handful of pellets, set both chambers to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, let it run an hour, and then let it cool. Shutdown is quick. The fan clears heat faster than my old pellet smoker, which I appreciate after late cooks. On performance, temperature control has been excellent. I use a separate probe thermometer now and then to check, and the set point stability is tight. Holding 225 degrees for hours overnight hasn't been a problem. I've done 2 overnight pork butts and a full packer brisket without babysitting. The hopper is big enough that I don't sweat refills during those long cooks. On the hot side, getting to 700 degrees Fahrenheit is straightforward, and it holds there long enough for batch searing. Direct flame exposure gives me a crust and grill marks I used to rely on gas for, with better flavor from the wood. Flavor-wise, pellet smoke is cleaner and milder than stick burner smoke. That's normal for pellets. If you want heavier smoke, I've had good luck running at the lower end of the range, like 200 to 225 Fahrenheit for the first hour or 2. I rotate racks during crowded cooks so edges don't overcook, but the heat distribution has been more even than I expected for a split chamber design. The app and Wi-Fi control are helpful, but not perfect. I love the basics. I can change temps from the couch, check probe temps, and review a log of what I cooked. From my experience, the core controls have been reliable, but alerts can be hit or miss. A couple of holiday cooks, my phone didn't get push notifications when the probes hit target. Rebooting the app helped, and the grill itself kept trucking, but it's something I hope recteq strengthens. I'd also like small quality of life tweaks, like an easier way to jump straight into the current cook screen, or a simple timer built in. None of this stops me from cooking, but it's part of the experience when you're paying for a smart grill. Maintenance is what you'd expect for a pellet unit. I vacuum ash from the fire pot every few cooks and brush down the grates while they're warm. Grease management has been clean with normal use. I do wish there were a pellet dump door for quick flavor swaps. As it is, I scoop pellets out when I want to change woods midweek. Not a deal breaker, just a convenience feature I missed. Customer support matters to me, and recteq's team has been responsive. I reached out once with a question about the controller calibration and got a fast, clear answer. That gave me confidence I'm covered if anything serious pops up. It's perfect for someone who wants one primary cooker that can do a slow-smoked brisket and also knock out steak night with a proper sear. If you're tired of managing 2 or 3 grills, this design is easy to live with. In my opinion, it's also great for newer pitmasters who want consistent results while they learn, because the PID control lowers the stress of managing a fire. If you only ever high-heat grill and never smoke, you might not need this much machine. If you only want super heavy smoke like a stick burner, pellets in general might feel light, though the flavor is clean and repeatable. From my experience, the biggest pros are the rock-solid temps, real searing power, sturdy stainless build, and the way dual chambers streamline cooking. The main cons for me are the app quirks, no pellet dump, and the missing paper manual at unboxing. None of these have kept me from using it constantly, and I've actually cleared 2 older grills off my patio because this covers those jobs. I'd recommend this for anyone building a serious backyard setup who values reliability and wants to cook multiple parts of a meal at the same time. It suits the person who hosts often, cooks a lot of different foods, and appreciates a cooker that feels like it will last. If you've been on the fence between a pellet smoker and a separate gas grill, this checks both boxes without feeling like a compromise. In conclusion, the recteq DualFire 1200 has earned its spot as my daily driver. It nails the basics: steady heat, easy control, durable construction, and the dual chamber layout genuinely simplifies the way I cook outdoors. It isn't perfect, especially on the software side, but the hardware is so dependable that those bumps don't overshadow what it does right. I'm keeping it, I'm cooking on it multiple times a week, and I don't miss the pile of grills it replaced. If this video helped, hit subscribe and drop your questions or your own experiences in the comments. Thank you for watching.